Good day, Mr. Tushar Kamat. I hope you're fine and doing well, and thank you for your valuable time with us today. You joined Bizongo in the year 2022, making it more than a year with this company. And Bizongo, as we all know, is a B2B well-embedded supply chain financing where it enables B2B commerce trades on one hand, and the other, the trade financing for their customer. With your background, achievement, and experiences, Bizongo truly boasts about your presence in the hyper growth phase, especially. How would you talk about your experience or the journey that you had in this company so far? And what has been your preliminary aim when you first joined the company? Over to you,
Sure.
sir.
So before that, Adrija, thanks for having me on this channel. It's my pleasure to interact with you as well as your subscribers on this Saturday afternoon. It's been a little more than 15 months at Bizongo for me. And I must say it's been a very exciting journey, both for Bizongo as well as for me. As you know, Bizongo is in its 9th year of existence, and we recently concluded our Series E funding round. Valuing our organization a little short of unicorn, $980 million. So which is a testament to all the good work done by Bizongo over the years, and also the faith reposed by our investors, customers, suppliers, and employees, right? So it's been a great journey, and it's my pleasure to be here with you talking about it and over the next 1 hour or so.
All right, thank you, sir. I'll start with my first question for you. The advent of AI has proven efficacy in almost all sectors of the society, and in particular in this energy-intensive industry, such as the steel industry. Digitalization concerns the application of the related technologies to the production processes, focusing on advanced tools for the optimization production chain. In the light of this, steel industry struggle with irregularities in the supply chain and increasing procurement cost, can you provide some examples on how technology can be employed to enhance this supply chain efficiency and reduce overall procurement expenses?
Right. So before I delve into that, Adrija, I will just kind of quickly paint a slightly larger picture of the landscape that exists in India and particularly in steel, so that we can put some of what we speak into perspective, right? So as we all know, India has been harboring a dream of a 5 trillion economy, and we look well set to be on that trajectory and beyond as well. We all know that a bulk of this growth and heavy lifting will come through MSMEs. And we have around 60 million MSMEs in the country today, of which around 20 million, a third of that is from manufacturing sector. And within that, again, a critical mass comes from steel. What is also interesting to know here is only just about a third of these MSMEs have ever availed of any formal credit, right? When Bizongo came along and we came here to solve for two problems that MSMEs face in our quest to become a 5 trillion economy and bigger. Basically, debottlenecking two constraints that they have. One is technology and second is capital, right? Now, when we talk about these, Bizongo is aiming to solve for both impacting the PNL of these MSMEs as well as the cash flows of these MSMEs. PNL in the form of enabling cheaper raw material procurement for them, cash flows in the form of enabling credit or financing for them, both of these powered by technology. So the guiding principles when we built our technology platform, and we call that Bizongo Next platform, is that the technology should be easy to consume and easy to adopt. It has to be mobile, and that reflects in our name itself. When we say Bizongo, it's business on the go. Right. So the technology platform should be very easy to consume while people are on the go. And secondly, it should be intuitive so that drives adoption amongst the users. As we know, steel as an industry has not been ahead of the curve in uses of technology. So the onus is upon us to kind of make it easy to adopt. What has also helped Adrija over the past decade or so is the deep penetration of mobile devices in the country, as well as the cheap data. Which has meant that if you look at it from a steel industry standpoint, a lot of supply is concentrated on the eastern side of India, especially in the states of West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and not just in the metro cities, but really in the tier 2, tier 3 towns. Similarly, while the demand is pretty fragmented across the country, it also happens to be in multiple tier 2, tier 3 cities. With the penetration of mobile access to cheap data, if we can enable the consumption of this technology on the mobile devices, it just makes it easier for the users to come and engage on the platform. Talking about AI, we look at it as the entire user journey, right from the time they come and try to do vendor discovery on the platform, to the time they go through the product catalog and select the products that they wish to order, to the time that they place their orders and track their orders. We have enabled AI to make every intervention very smooth and seamless. For example, just to give you a few examples, just by clicking a button on the app, we enable consent from the user, and which allows us to pull the relevant data to identify the person of the user, so that we make the experience very personal to them, so that they are able to see vendors who are most relevant to the industry that they operate in. For example, we are in multiple commodities today: steel, aluminum, copper, to name a few. And how do we identify that the customer who is coming on the app is looking for to buy products in steel? And further down, we have the options today. In today's world, in our personal lives, we are all used to using Zomatos and Swiggies and Flipkarts and Amazon. So we expect the same intuitive experience even in our corporate life. And how do we ensure that for customers who come in and engage for the second and the third time on our mobile app, how do we give them that experience that they see what they have previously ordered and stuff like that? Likewise, again, just to give another example, once a customer has placed an order, how do we ensure that the order tracking is very seamless? They can get real-time visibility right from the time the goods have been loaded in the supplier's factory till the time the goods are unloaded in the customer's warehouse, right? So how do we bring in some of these interventions through AI and provide that experience on a mobile phone? I think that to us is the trick to drive adoption and hence create impact for this MSME segment.
Yes, absolutely. You're quite right about the use of AI in this industry and the procurement of raw materials. And you also mentioned about the launch of your recent initiative, the Bizongo Next. So my question here is, how does the integration of financing options within this platform contribute to simplifying and optimizing the procurement process for businesses, and therefore ultimately aiding the digitization of the vendor ecosystem? Also, I would want you to please inform us about the details about this new launch and its success, of course.
Right. So obviously, I must first say that, like I said, just a third of the MSMEs have ever availed of a formal credit facility. So there is a large set of customers out there who are starved for capital, right? So in a way, Bizongo is out there to kind of serve the underserved through our mobile platform, which is Bizongo Next. We are not a bank or an NBFC ourselves, so we do not lend. We are a platform. As a platform, like I said, we do two things. We enable the B2B commerce and we enable financing, right? So in a way, on our platform, there are customers, there are suppliers, there are financial institutions, a mix of banks and NBFCs, and there are also logistics providers. And eventually we enable the trade to happen backed by this financing. On the Bizongo platform, we have 30 plus financial institutions, a mix of banks and NBFCs. And honestly, it's not that they do not have access to these customers or suppliers or vice versa. The customers and suppliers also know who these financial institutions are. Where Bizongo comes and creates a differentiation is we provide access to real-time, verifiable, transaction level data to these financial institutions so that it helps them take better underwriting calls, right? In addition to that, we are not stopped at that. We have also created a very proprietary model, which we call as the confidence score, which touches upon several parameters that are critical for these FIs to take calls. Just to name a few, how do we ensure that our customers have GST compliance? How do we ensure that there is a movement of goods from the supplier to the customer? How do we ensure that the credit history in that cohort of a customer and supplier is very well captured and documented? And all these parameters, and there are many more, right? And we capture these parameters in the form of a model and present a confidence score to our financial institutions. So combination of real-time transaction data that can be verified, plus a confidence score populated by Bizongo, helps these financial institutions take faster and larger underwriting calls, which eventually helps our customers avail of the credit and financing, and hence releases their cash flows.
All right, sir.
I must also add here, Adrija, that the platform is capable of allowing multiple FIs to lend to a single customer supplier cohort. So, we have this concept of co-lending on our platform, where based on the same confidence score and the same transaction level data, from a network of 30 plus financial institutions, multiple FIs can come together and serve the needs of these customers. And I think that's the beauty of the platform as well from a financing standpoint.
All right, sir. Sir, could you also throw some light on the key value propositions or the strategies that Bizongo's vendor digitization platform hopes to offer to the potential client to differentiate itself in the market?
So at the outset, fundamentally, we need to either be impacting the customer's P&L or the cash flows, like I said. The cash flow side is impacted by financing or the credit part of our business. The P&L side is impacted by the commerce side of the business, where we enable the trade for our customers and suppliers, right? Now, we were operating purely as a trade financing platform over the past few years. And recently, we added the commerce engine alongside. And the reason being that we were doing almost $1 billion worth of gross transaction value on our platform through trade financing. And we felt that there is a critical mass of customers out there where we are providing financing from industries like steel, aluminum, and copper. And that's where we actually started. And we felt that if we enter the trade and be part of the trade, we can really add value to the ecosystem. Because simply on one side, we have multiple customers who are buying from multiple different suppliers. If we can consolidate this demand, and on the other side, we can deepen partnerships with some of the strategic suppliers, get some benefits out of operational leverage, and pass on these savings to our customers, there is value to be unlocked here for the entire ecosystem. And there we are. We launched around less than 3 months back. And the first quarter of commerce has been a resounding success. And we are able to go back to our existing customer base, whom we were only providing trade financing, go back to them and help them unlock some benefits in their P&L as well by providing raw material cheaper than what they were procuring.
All right, sir. So does Bizongo communicate these value propositions to its customer in any special way?
I mean, yes, our marketing campaigns happen, plus we do events, we participate in events as well. The idea is to kind of create a very transparent messaging to the customers that we are here to help them unlock value from their P&L. And as well, it's like this, Adrija, that for every single customer, we are here to reduce their procurement cost by providing cheaper RM. Some of them also need financing. That's where our credit or financing engine comes alongside and enables that. So this is communicated across all our channels of marketing communication, be it a one-to-one, one-to-few, one-to-many, as well as on our website.
All right, sir. Sir, you have proudly provided testimonials from Mangalam Alloys and Steel Exchange showcase the positive impact on players in the steel industry. Would you like to talk about Bizongo's role in these two references?
I mean, you named a couple, Mangalam Alloys and Steel Exchange. There are several others. I must say that, over the past few years, we have around 350 to 400 customers whom we support unlocking P&L or cash flow needs, right? Picked up Mangalam Alloys, Steel Exchange, two of them. They happen to be from the steel industry. I would not like to get into specific details about their business and their benefits, kind of sensitive to their privacy and confidentiality. But I can tell you that at a large, high level, 8 to 10% savings in procurement cost is pretty common, right? And wherever you are able to enable financing, it's an added advantage. Financing not only allows the customers to manage their cash flows, but also extract cash discounts because the vendors or the suppliers in their case are getting upfront payments through our financial institutions. So I think Mangalam Alloys and Steel Exchange continue to be our strong customers whom we continue to add value. And as our commerce business also scales up now, we'll increasingly work with them to bring their procurement cost further down.
All right, so so my next question is that which particular niche would you identify as your potential clients, especially in the MSME, SME, and the large enterprises segment? Would you also talk about some of your ongoing and upcoming clients and projects for reference?
So we cater to customers of all size, all scales, right? Like I said, there is a commerce business and there is a credit business. In the commerce business, to enable trade, we cater to every single customer, be it a small enterprise, medium enterprise, large enterprise. On the credit side as well, while we are open to providing credit to every single customer, what we have realized in our experience is our sweet spot lies in the range of 250 to 750 crores turnover, because companies that are larger than that size tend to have existing access to capital, right? Companies smaller than that size at times fail to pass through the stringent gating criteria of financial institutions. So 250 to 750 crores or 250 to 1000 crores is a sweet spot for us to enable financing. Not to say that we do not address customers beyond that, but from a commerce standpoint, I think the canvas is pretty wide. Every single customer, be it small, medium, or large, wants to constantly reduce their procurement cost. Even the largest of organizations have a mandate year on year to reduce their procurement cost, and our platform enables just that.
Yes, wonderful, sir. Sir, it's mentioned that Bizongo's platform offers dynamic prices. So, can you guide us through this dynamic pricing model, how it operates, and how it contributes to increasing profitability for your customers in the steel industry? Also, any other notable features in this platform to enhance profitability, like real-time market insights or predictive analysis, etc.?
Yeah. As we all know, the steel or any commodity industry, right? The prices are very dynamic. We operate today in steel, aluminum, copper, and the fluctuations can be through the day as well, right? Like I said, on one hand, we have the customers who engage on the platform. On the other hand, we have suppliers with whom we are deep. These are curated suppliers in each of the clusters where we are created very deep partnerships. What we do is we commit scale to these suppliers based on the demand, the consolidated demand that exists on a platform, and that enables us to get long-term commitments on the best possible price. What we do is we also kind of capture and analyze trends from allied sectors. For example, today on the steel side, we are focusing on the steel billets and steel scrap. But an input to steel billets is, say, a sponge iron. How do we ensure that based on some movements in the sponge iron today, we can predict, and looking at the past data, predict some patterns for our customers, that how will that impact the billet prices tomorrow? And can we give some prompts to our buyers that based on AI, based on our analysis of the past data and the allied categories, the prices of billets are going to increase. So our recommendation can be to kind of maybe take some forward calls and buy ahead of time for the entire week, right? Those kind of things happen. And likewise in other categories as well, outside of steel as well, we do that. So the intent is to get as many insights as possible so that when customers come onto our platform, they don't see this as a mandatory process that really bogs them down, but they should get as much out of the platform as they give to the platform, right? And the onus is on us to give them so much insight, so much analytics that the stickiness goes up, adoption goes up, because eventually once the adoption goes up, I think that's when the true benefits will be unlocked.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Thank you for sharing your reply. Sir, I have another question, which is despite the increasing prevalence of digital technologies, many industries, especially in India, still face challenges in fully digitizing their raw material procurement and vendor processes. Has Bizongo gone through any such specific challenges over the years? And also, how have you overcome such challenges, especially in optimizing the supply chains for unbranded products?
I mean, like I said, different industries adopt technology as per different life cycles, right? People are at different stages of the maturity in the life cycle of technology adoption. But we at Bizongo feel that the onus is always on us to ensure that we become relevant. We drive adoption, and adoption happens in three ways. Like I said, one is to provide this technology in a format that's easy to consume, which is reflected in our name itself, Bizongo. We want to have people who are on the move on a plant floor to adopt the technology that's on the mobile device. Second is through AI, how do we make the entire interaction and engagement on our platform very intuitive, very seamless, very personal, right? That's the second way to drive traffic and adoption. And the third is what we touched upon just now in terms of giving back insights and analytics, which help them take a more informed decisions, which will impact their P&L and cash flows. So as long as we continue to stick to our core guiding principles of mobile AI and analytics, we can continue to drive the adoption. And we are kind of wanting to be a thought leader or a change leader here to ensure extremely high levels of adoption within the steel industry.
All right, sir. Sir, with your launch of the Bizongo Next, how does Bizongo envision this evolution of the customer journey on the platform, especially concerning the consolidation of commodities related needs and the introduction of live trends and news on raw materials?
So, like I said, Adrija, while we have started only with three commodities today, which is steel, aluminum, and copper. I mean, the objective, if I fast forward 3 to 5 years from now, the objective is to build a multi-category business on the platform. I mean, even if we look at an Amazon today, what it is, 30 years back, they started with only one category, which was ebooks. And once you get that category right and test it at a smaller scale, it becomes easy to kind of scale the business. We are looking at it in a similar fashion as well. And the reason we selected steel, aluminum, and copper is because from a trade financing standpoint, we have a good, strong advantage in these three categories, right? We supported a critical mass of customers as part of our $1 billion gross transaction value from steel, aluminum, and copper. So these are customers who were already benefiting from our financing offering. It made sense for us to go and enable that trade. But fast forward, we will have multiple commodities coming onto the platform and run this as a multi-commodity business. Also, what is important to note here is there are synergies across commodities as well. To give you an example, today, for aluminum and copper, we have similar buyers who buy both aluminum and copper, some parts of the aluminum and copper value chain. So it makes it easier to provide them a single unified view across multiple procurements, different vendors, multiple orders, and track everything real time through a single dashboard. Right, within steel as well. I mean, you look at. I mean, there are around 1,500 odd rolling mills who are buying billets. A lot of them have done backward integration, which means they manufacture billets themselves. Now, to manufacture billets, they buy a lot of sponge iron, but scrap as well. And now, I mentioned at the start that we are in billets and scrap on the steel side as of now. Can we go to, so within steel itself, can we go to the same rolling mills and give them a unified view? If they're buying billets from a supplier in eastern part of India and buying scrap, importing scrap from some country in Middle East. Can we be a single solution provider with a single sign-on, allow them to engage and transact on the app to buy both these categories, and then track the orders fulfillment real time across both through a single dashboard. So I think that's the vision. That's where we have started with 3 categories. Idea is to scale this substantially forward to a multi-category business.
Yes, so that was my next question, that visions and developments that are in your focus area, but you have already answered that. And we really hope that Bizongo achieves all the success, because it has had a magnificent and well-deserved 9 years of remarkable journey since its onset in the year 2015, if I'm not wrong. Also, it has proved itself as India's leading growth enabling platform that offers the business and the vendors end-to-end digitization. And of course, the recent launch of Bizongos next, it further plans to enhance the it further plans to enhance and offer solution to more businesses out there. And thank you, Mr. Kamat, for this wonderful session on Bizongo's successful 9 years and their recent initiatives and the future that you have in your mind. We, from this team of Steel and Metallurgy, wish you and your team a successful year ahead. And thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Adrija, for having me on this channel. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank all the customers, suppliers, partners, industry bodies as well, who have helped get Bizongo to where we are today. And as part of the next course of journey, we want to drive an open ecosystem where we work together to bring out technology adoption across this category of steel, and any other opportunities where different players can come together to ideate, brainstorm, and debottleneck the category, so that over the next 5 to 7 years time, we can see steel industry really leading in terms of technology adoption.
Absolutely.